I've been a happy Kindle user for about a year and a half. It is so much easier, so much convenient, and it saves a buttload of paper than normal physical paperbacks and hardbacks. The Kindle has established itself as a go-to choice for millions of users around the world, as it is available across almost all the countries across the globe, and it can probably rival the library at Nalanda University. Probably. I'm not making any statements here, obviously. But unfortunately, due to Amazon's monopoly over the e-reader category, it has been lazy in pushing new features. I mean, sure, we got a redesign a while back, but with minimal new features. I mean, sure, the new Paperwhite finally comes with a USB Type-C port, but that alone is not enough for an upgrade. I'm all about keeping a product simple and straightforward, but here are a list of my 5 wish list that I want to add to the Amazon Kindle features that would make a long way towards elevating the user experience. Number 1. A revamped notepad. If you have been following me over at Instagram, you might know about my constant struggle with the notepad. It's painstakingly irritating and annoying, as I've always been a compulsive note taker and bookmark edit while reading non-fiction. However, I've switched much over my reading over to the Kindle, and I've found myself dabbling with the ebook reader's built-in note-taking solution. Unfortunately, Amazon hasn't made much, if any, progress with its built-in note-taking solution over the years, and I find the feature to be severely lacking. Amazon's implementation is essentially a never-ending addition of text to an ebook to a text file. This works well enough for the occasional note-taking, but with the average user holding on to a Kindle for at least 3 to 4 years, it's a bit of a non-solution when it comes to notes from hundreds, if not thousands of books. The typing experience is no cakewalk either. In fact, the current system is so cumbersome that more often than not, I end up taking notes in physical notebooks and journals anyway. And that's besides the point, right? Not really an ideal solution, right? It will break away from the original text in the book. The ability to enable per book notes and an easy way to output those to a printable format could prove to be a much more elegant solution. Maybe adding support for a Bluetooth keyboard will help better. Number 2. Built-in newsletter. The Amazon Kindle's e-ink display makes it perfect for reading long-form content. But that's not restricted to books. Or Amazon will let you grab a copy of a New York Times and a select other few publications available on the Amazon store. But the pocketable form factor and comfortable screen are crying for an RSS reader. Not that kind of RSS reader. I meant an RSS reader. The Kindle's pocketable form factor and the display and comfortable form factor are crying for an RSS reader. Pair it with the website to easily manage your preferred sources and daily digest of stories to read, and it would be perfect. It's a shame that Amazon hasn't enabled the feature. Number 3. More ebook format supports. While Amazon would prefer for you to buy all the books from their store, I would directly prefer to buy them from the publisher. Considering Amazon keeps about 65% of the revenue of sales from Kindle ebooks directly, buying directly from the publisher or the author ensures that all the money goes to them. In the case of indie publishers like Garuda Prakashan, this goes a long way towards encouraging upcoming and hobbyist authors. However, in most cases, books from smaller publishers and so are in the EPUB format, but the Kindle does not support the large EPUB format that almost all the e-readers in its category support. While it is fairly trivial to convert books to the compatible MOBI or A Amazon 3 file, whatever, Building the support for for EPUB books would go a long way. Number 4, democratize the turn button. I've been a Kindle basic user for about 2 years or 1.5 years, and I was pretty happy with it. But I borrowed the Kindle Oasis from a friend for testing it out, and trust me, once I started flipping pages with the buttons, I cannot go back to flipping pages with the touch. Like a caveman. The very act of having to lift a finger or thumb is small but noticeable enough distraction while engrossed in the e-reader. The Oasis avoids that altogether with its offset button placement. I usually nestle my thumb on the edge of the Oasis and tap down when ready to turn a page. Simple, convenient, all without breaking immersion. I was kinda hoping that this feature would be brought down to all the Paperwhites when they were rumored to come out. But alas, that did not happen. I almost jumped the gun several times and purchased the Kindle Oasis just for this button feature. But I convinced myself it was not worth shelling out 21,000 rupees just for this feature. But it is an amazing feature, and I wish Amazon brought it down to their more cheaper devices like the Kindle Basic or at least the Kindle Paperwhite. And number 5, better Goodreads integration. Amazon's acquisition of Goodreads way back in 2013, I guess it was. Yeah, I'll go with it. 2013 promised deep integration between the Kindle and the excellent at beat dated looking social network for books. 8 years later, what we've got is an applet that loads up the website in the browser and a smorgasbord of hyperlinks strewn across the interface. It boggles my mind that the Kindle's built-in reading list still doesn't pull up my want to read list from the Goodreads. Meanwhile, it is impossible to look up to a Goodreads entry from a side-loaded book. For a company that thrives on data collection, the lack of metadata matching or even the ability to select the book from a list of possible options is appalling. Marking a book as currently reading or completed in Goodreads is also a janky affair that barely ever works. Moreover, it is a shame that the Kindle doesn't display book recommendations from Goodreads on the home screen. Now, I understand that Amazon's real profit is in selling you books. However, Goodreads is a vastly superior product for managing an ebook and physical book library, with much more data about the reading habit of readers. Amazon could just as well push purchases based on the social network's recommendation if it makes Goodreads a first-class citizen on the ebook reader. The Amazon Kindle is a product that has achieved relative maturity. Barring a few nice-to-have additions, there isn't much for improvement from the hardware standpoint. The software, however, paints a different picture. Amazon's recent reshuffle of the interface shows that the company is still putting an effort behind the product that practically sells itself. A few more quality of life enhancements from our list that we just said will take it a long way. What missing Kindle features are on your wish list? Do comment. Thank you.